Hey you! So let's just get straight into it. Tomorrow I have an interview coming up with closersio at 2:30. So I gotta really prep for this interview. I've been doing a lot of prepping all week, all month, but I definitely gotta hit harder this week, today, because it is nearing the interview time where I gotta get my stuff together. I gotta be all professional. I gotta have that confidence, that conviction that I already have. But I'm trying to keep, no matter who I'm talking to, you know how we get intimidated sometimes and nervous. It's a human thing, but we're gonna work on it together. So this video will just be about answering the questions that I have gathered with the help of ChatGPT and also some of my fellow friends in the communities within the academies that I'm in, like Her Last Call and Hired Closers. I've gathered a few questions from different people and, of course, again, from the help of ChatGPT. We will review the questions that recruiters may ask in interviews. Then I'll give you guys, then I'll answer those questions within my own way, natural way, and then I'll give you the more polished version that ChatGPT also provided for me. That being said, this also, especially if you're interested in the high ticket sales space, this also preps you for what you may be asked and how you can handle it, especially with your tonality and your confidence. Even if you don't know how to answer that question, you just got to believe in yourself that you'll figure it out and that won't stop you, and then that you don't let your nerves overcome you when you don't know something. Also, because I know we have some business owners too whenever you see this, but people who want to start their business, or if you're a recruiter, if you're more on a higher level where you are recruiting people on your team or whatever it is, these are also good questions to ask, especially in the high ticket sales space. But you can tailor it in your own way, just like I'm answering these questions in my own way. When I'm telling you, when you hear what I'm saying from the answers that I'm giving, obviously you got to take it to your own advantage and, analyze it and answer it how you would based off your experiences and your path. So this is just a general but specific, a specific PowerPoint, I guess, like just putting it into perspective, everything. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so first question is, I thought they answered it. Okay, they did. Okay, first question is, tell me about yourself. So I would say, hi, my name is Denasia Trailer. Well, first let's start with the introductory. So they'll say, hey, my name's da-da-da, it's a pleasure to meet you. Let's just jump right into it. It won't be like that for every recruiter, but we're just exampling. Pleasure to meet you. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you, so-and-so. My name is Denasia Trailer. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Okay. They already know your name, but I think that's just more formal, more professional, just to say your full name. Okay. If they don't already ask. All right. So then when they say, tell me about yourself, you say, thank you so much for having me on this call. I'd be happy to answer that question. So to start off, I am 18 years old. I currently have a business that I have had and are currently trying to start back up again with my candles and flowers. I've had experience in trade shows, attending multiple trade shows, firsthand learning from business owners who's been around for a while, how they grow their revenue based off the trade shows, how they sell people, how they sell things to people in a way that resonates with the customers, how they even set up their trade booths. So I have a lot of experience with that, on top of me being a sales consultant in retail, learning firsthand how to be directly in people's faces, talk to them, help them, reason with them, and help them understand, because you understand their questions and their concerns that you may have with the products that your store offers. And it's the same thing with high ticket sales. So this is why I want to get into the high ticket space so profoundly, because it connects with me, and that's the beauty of it, connecting with people and creating this understanding and connection. I always felt like, and I know, rather, and people have always told me this, I am a good listener, a good communicator. But the only difference now between before I got into high ticket sales and now that I am kind of in the door, the only difference is now that I can just create an impact on the world, a bigger part of the world, and not just my loved ones. So I'm carrying my skills, I'm carrying my growth each year that I go on in this journey of me learning more about people and most importantly myself. This helps me to grow, and I know will excel me in your company within the high ticket sales space. Something along that line. I know I'm kind of scrambling. What was that? And again, tailor it to you. You can make it shorter. You can, you don't want to bore them to death with like a 10-minute long speech on the first question, because typical interviews are like 30 minutes. So, but look, do what you please. Okay, this is your world. We're all just living in it. Second question for me, which I kind of already answered this in the first question. Oh yeah, I was going to show you guys the polished version. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. But ChatGPT said how I would answer the tell me about yourself is, I'm Denasia Traylor, 18 years old, and I'm an ambitious entrepreneur and upcoming high-ticket closer. I got my start in business through trade shows, selling custom products I created myself. From there, I realized I love the connection side of business, talking to people, understanding their needs, and helping them make the most powerful decisions for them. That naturally led me to sales, especially high ticket, and now I'm all in. So that's a more compacted version, still powerful, and the less scrambled all around version of, but it's okay. You be authentically you, and it doesn't matter what you say. You just got to be confident and believe in what you're saying. That's all that matters. Because I don't care if you were on that phone. I don't care who's on the other side of that phone or on the other side of that desk. They're human just like you. The only thing is they're not you. You're your own human. So you got to be yourself, and can't nobody take that away from you. And I'm also saying that to myself too, trying to remind myself that, because sometimes I struggle with remembering that. But so, second question is, what got you interested in high ticket sales? The impact is what got me interested, and not only interested, but invested into this process, because I see how it can long-term help people, and I'm literally placing people into programs that I believe in, that I feel like not only excels me, but excels them. I'm speaking truth, and my best advice that I can give to them through me, and it pours out onto them. So it creates a breakthrough, because just seeing how much people go through, and the real struggles, the real human struggles that are out there, the fact that I can play a part in solving problems and getting to the root of problems with people, problems that people have dealt with for years, is truly impactful for not only the world and the people I help, but me. It makes me more content and happy and more passionate about what I do. And that's why I feel like I'll excel and grow even more in the high ticket sales space as I go on. Okay, ChatGPT said, what got you interested in high ticket sales? The impact. I saw that high ticket sales wasn't just about selling. It's about transformation. Whether it's helping a client find the right coaching program or a life-changing service, you're part of someone's breakthrough. And with the flexibility, income potential, and ability to work with powerful brands, it aligned with everything I was looking for. There you go. Okay. And then, what's your sales experience? So my sales experience is, although I am new to the high ticket sales space, I have been in sales for a very long time. I've been in sales for about 2 years now. First, again, starting with my business that I mentioned, Candles and Flowers, hosting trade shows, creating my products by hand and handing them out to people. It's truly shown the impact and the power that I I create almost and feel through my products when I see people smile on their faces whenever I handed them my candles and flowers. That truly made me feel very good. And then working at Target, again, helping people with suggestions, recommendations, any questions that they have. And then another thing that I would mention is every time, because I get questions a lot about, can you tell me more about this product? I wonder which one is best, or which one should I get, which has this quality, like which one is better to buy, or should you even buy this? Every time a person has those type of questions, or rather yet objections, I always follow through in them within a way that I give my honest opinion, my honest answer, and they always take my opinion. They always take my suggestion because, not because they would have agreed with me initially, but because of how I broke it down to them, to where they can understand, to where they can see the mindset and the knowledge that I would have in helping them, and why that makes sense even when they don't know. Something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying too hard. I don't know. Relax. Okay, so ChatGPT version would be, while I haven't closed high ticket offers yet, I've done plenty of sales work face to face. I worked at Target where I currently work at Target where I learned how to build rapport quickly and consult with customers to find what they need. I also sold custom products at trade shows where I had to pitch on the spot and overcome objections in real time. Now I'm training with both hired closers and her last call, where I'm learning the exact frameworks to close high ticket deals on Zoom. So that's one thing I would say. I forgot to mention that I am in 2 academies specified for upcoming closers, or if you already are a closer. I forgot to mention that because, I'm trying so hard to word everything good, especially on camera right now. I'm not even on an interview, but I'm trying to word it to where you guys understand, and it's like where, that I forgot to mention honestly the best parts of this whole closing high ticket experience, because I'm literally in programs learning from people who's been in this profession for years. So much that I forgot to mention the most important part. So I'm showing you guys this raw and behind the scenes of what it is, and to hopefully help you guys and teach you something to where you can practice working on the same things I got to practice working on. It makes stuff more powerful and more desirable to want to learn things and want to fix your problems that you may have when you feel like you can connect with someone and you relate to someone. So, how do you handle objections or rejection? Okay. Question is, how do you handle objections or rejections? So I handle objections or rejections just by mentally not taking no for an answer. Even if I have to let that client, that prospect, that customer off the phone just because that's their final answer, it doesn't stop there. And that's with everyone, not just that specific customer. I follow up, I reach out, and before we get off that call, I do try to inform them and best answer their questions to limit the amount of objections or callbacks that I'd have to do then and there, just because I want them to be fully informed from me before we get off the call for better clarity for the sake of both of us. But I guess the most important thing is, even if you have to take a no from someone else, I never take a no within. I always keep trying, and I know it doesn't stop there, and I think that's the power that you have. That's the real definition of not taking no for an answer, when you don't take no for an answer for yourself. You don't give up just because someone had to walk away from that conversation or had to get off a call that day without making it to the next steps. You keep going. It doesn't stop at that no or that rejection. So that was all right. But ChatGPT said, I see objections as opportunities. They're usually just uncertainty. Yes. So I take it as my job to bring clarity and help the prospect feel safe making a decision. And when rejection happens, I do not take it personally. I analyze the call, take feedback, and improve. I'm coachable, resilient, and always looking to level up. Ding, 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 ding. Like that. Okay. We've talked about this before. Question is, where do you see yourself in 6 to 12 months from now? I see myself as being better than who I am today in every way. I see myself being the top performing closer on the team and helping more people each day within the value and the knowledge that I've gained over time. And with all this knowledge and value that I've earned and helping people further into their process in their lives, this also helps me. I'd be able to reinvest back into I'm sorry guys. My favorite influencer just posted, but it's old. Jadina, if you guys know Jadina, I love her. I literally scream every time she posts on YouTube like she's a celebrity or something, but that's really my soul sister, and I ain't never met her before. Anyway, shout out to Jadina. I'm sorry. I was literally finna stop this video and watch that. Like, I literally stopped everything I'm doing just to watch her. That's how powerful her energy is. Okay? Anyway. Yes, I see myself not only helping and excelling people into their process, but mine's too. And reinvesting all of that back into my business where I further help people more in the different avenues I have in life. With my business, with closing in this company, it all ties in together. And I feel like this is where the domino effect really takes place. Just because of how advanced I am in my career, both of my careers, I have a better impact on people. So ChatGPT said, in 6 to 12 months, my feet went to sleep. I see myself thriving as a top performing closer. I'll be confidently enrolling people into life-changing offers and expanding my impact while growing my income. I also plan to reinvest that into my own business one day. So I take this season seriously and I'm here to dominate it. Period. Woo! My feet just went so numb right now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. What makes you different from the other candidates? No shade to no one. I don't care if you're 48 years old. You're doing a great job for even starting. Okay. What makes me different from other candidates is just being myself on top of being 18 years old. What 18-year-old do you know on this phone call really having this much confidence, really trying to get her career started this early on in her journey, and not only just for herself, but for her family and for the world. As many people as she can impact, she will. And I know I'm speaking in third person, but that's okay. Even if there are 18-year-olds or people around my age that you've talked to, it's very rare. And at the end of the day, they're not me just as I'm not them. No one can take the me out of me. You know, I am driven. I am a good communicator. I am a very good listener. Anything that I've ever done in my life, with the places that I've been in, the people I've met, the professions I've been in, I've always made an impact. I've always made a difference, and I've always made those environments better just because of the energy that I hold, the skills that I've learned and were naturally born with. It is my birthright to help people in my own way and leave an everlasting impact, and it shows through everything I've done. This is not any different. One too bad. ChatGPT said, most 18-year-olds aren't on Zoom, mock calls, studying closing frameworks, or applying to work with a company like closersio. I've put in the work. I've learned from industry leaders like Cole Gordon and Grant Cardone, and I'm not just interested, I'm invested. My work ethic, self-awareness, and willingness to go above and beyond set me apart. I show up ready, I don't wait for hand-holding, and I've got something to prove. Okay. This has been 20 minutes, so I did have a couple more questions. I mean, I guess I can do like the other questions, like the couple other questions I configured, like made, but then I'll just read to you guys what the more refined and polished version. So, because those are some really good questions, I feel like. And again, it's not even just you being interviewed, it's also if you're interviewing someone. I'm sure you're gonna have set questions to ask already, like automatic questions to ask, but this really could be in anything. Okay, let me, because I think I passed it up. So we can skip that one. Okay, another question. What would make you a strong closer / team member for this company? Excuse me, I just bit my tongue. Okay. I'd be a strong closer and team member because I bring a unique mix of hunger, emotional intelligence, and initiative. I'm someone who doesn't wait around to be told what to do. I go out and get it. I've already been studying and self-training before even being hired, and I'm deeply committed to mastering this craft. I genuinely care about people and helping them make powerful decisions, and I know how to hold space for a client's emotions while still leading with confidence. On top of that, I'm coachable, resourceful, and willing to outwork everyone in the room. Pretty good. Where's my portion? I'm gonna read you guys this part when they were like, when they asked, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? I know we already went over that, but I kind of like what I said. I said, hey, pleasure to meet you. I'm 18 years old. I have a candles and flowers startup business that has opened me up to great opportunities with people, sales, and all in all myself, which is why I am so driven to dominate the high-ticket sales space because I realize the beauty of it. I feel I've always been a good listener, communicator, and connector through my relationships that I've built in life, and I always knew I could expand on that. So I did, and I am. Now not only am I building relationships, I'm creating partnerships with like-minded individuals. The only difference for me in getting in the high-ticket sales space is I don't just get to help my loved ones anymore, but I get a chance to help a bigger part of the world. So I kind of like that response from me. Also, I had ChatGPT ask me the questions like she was acting like the interviewer, and then I would answer the questions in my own words and way, and then ChatGPT would give me feedback on it. So that's what we were pretty much doing. And then, how do you handle oh, we already answered that, how do you handle, but it's a specific objection that I wanted to talk about. What do you do when you're not hitting your sales targets? When I'm not hitting my numbers, I don't take it personally. I take it seriously. I step back, look at my patterns, and ask myself, where can I improve? Whether it's reviewing my calls, getting feedback, or practicing more on objections, I stay proactive. I don't wait for someone to tell me what to do. I go find the answer. I also stay connected to my bigger why. I remind myself that this isn't just about numbers, it's about people. So if I have an off week, I use it as fuel. I get in more role plays, I revisit past wins, and I make sure my mindset stays locked in. I don't fold, I refocus. We already answered this question with how do you handle rejection in sales, but I like the specific response that ChatGPT wrote. It said, I see rejection as redirection. It's never personal. When a prospect says no, I use it as a chance to learn. I reflect on the call. Was I listening deeply enough? Did I miss something in their tone? Was it really a no or just a not right now? Every no is data. I also remind myself that I'm not here to chase people. I'm here to serve the right ones. So I take the lesson, adjust where needed, and move forward with confidence. Rejection doesn't throw me off. It sharpens me. How do you prepare before hopping on a sales call with a new lead? Before any call, I center myself first. Mindset is everything. Then I research the lead if I have their info ahead of time. I go over their application, any notes they've submitted, and mentally map out what their pain points might be. I also review the offer so I'm aligned with their value we're delivering. And I remind myself that the goal is clarity, not pressure. I enter the call with empathy, curiosity, and confidence, ready to serve, not just sell. Okay, here goes the specific objections. What would you do if a lead says, I need to think about it? That's a super common objection, so this is the answer. And usually it's not really about needing to think, it's often about uncertainty or fear. So I gently lean in with curiosity and ask, totally get that. Just so I can support you better, when you say you need to think about it, what specifically are you unsure about? From there, I listen, validate, and clarify the value. If it's a money objection in disguise, I unpack that. If it's a fear of failing again, I anchor them back to the cost of staying where they are. My goal is never to push them. It's to walk with them through the fog so they make a clear, confident decision. Okay. Is there any more? Because ChatGPT kept reusing the same questions. I'm like, it's okay if you don't remember. So I'm scrolling through paragraphs on top of paragraphs right now. Okay. Doing a call. Already answered that. Okay, what would you do if a prospect was super skeptical, not open? Should I just take this braid out? Like, I just put it in before I did the video because at first it was in a ponytail, but then I'm like, it looks too staticky, so I just braided it up. Okay, there we go. What would you do if a prospect was super skeptical, not opening up, and seemed emotionally shut down during a call? Here's the answer. If a prospect is emotionally shut down or highly skeptical, I know that pushing won't get me far. It'll only cause them to retreat more. So I take a step back and shift into full empathy and curiosity mode. Instead of trying to sell, I'd aim to connect. I might say something like, hey, I completely understand if you're feeling hesitant. Listen, I'm not here to pressure you into anything. I just want to understand where you're coming from. So can I ask you this? What's made you feel so guarded around getting support for this? That opens the door for them to express themselves, and people tend to trust those who actually see them. I've learned that emotional safety equals sales, especially in high ticket. So my goal is always to create a space where they feel understood, not sold to. How do you handle objections, especially when someone says, I need to think about it? The answer. So when a prospect says, I need to think about it, I see it as an opportunity, not a shutdown. I don't take it personally or get defensive. I stay calm and curious because that objection usually means they either don't fully understand the offer, they have a hidden concern, or they just don't feel confident making a decision yet. So I might say something like, I totally get that you're investing in your health, your life, or your business, and that deserves serious thought. Just so I can support you better, can I ask you, what specifically do you feel like you need more time to think through? Is it the program itself, the financial commitment, or something else? This opens the door to clarity. Most of the time, what they need to think about is something we can talk through right there, right then and there. And I've learned that objections aren't rejections. I've learned that objections aren't rejections. They're just resistance waiting to be met with the right energy and guidance. Okay. If you're selected for this role, what are your expectations in terms of support and training from the company? Which should always be reasonable and never sell yourself short with this, so people feel like they don't want to get over on you. I understand that this space is fast-paced and highly performance-driven, so I'm not expecting to be handheld, but I do value clear onboarding and training systems that allow me to confidently understand the offer, target audience, and proven frameworks that close deals. I'm highly self-motivated, but I also thrive when expectations are clearly communicated and I have access to resources or mentors for feedback. I'm prepared to take initiative, ask questions, and learn quickly, but alignment and structure upfront definitely help me deliver results faster. Okay, I think that is good enough. That's pretty much sums up the questions. Guys, as you see, I know I was reading from ChatGPT after a while, but as you see, your tone really matters, and then the speed of your tone. You see how kind of smooth I was going, not talking too slow, not talking too fast, right in the middle where it's easy for them to register and understand what you're saying and for you to register and understand what you're even saying as well. And then this also calms your mind when you're trying to understand them as well, whenever they're asking you questions, or if they're telling you something that you need to take heed in, you need to be able to listen and understand what they're saying. So you need to slow down your mind too a little bit. And I'm saying that from the experience I just had yesterday when I was thrown into that mock call out of nowhere. My mind was just racing. I could not focus on what she was saying. I was constantly saying stuff she didn't say, and then she would like, no, I said this, and I was like, oh, okay, sorry, I must have misread you, and then I was stuttering over my words, talking too fast. I was so nervous, and it is okay, but you may feel that nervousness, but you are not nervousness, and that's the difference. You may feel it, but you do not become it, because that's not who you are. So always remember to separate yourself from those emotions that are very temporary, but your success, that's worth a lifetime. All you gotta do is claim it and step into it. And I know that's easier said than done. It's a practice. I'm still learning it, but hey, we're in this journey together. So thank you for coming this far and watching. If you did, I really appreciate you. This is an eye-opener and really tests our knowledge and teaches me so much, just as it hopefully teaches you guys something for whoever needs to hear this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I don't know what I wanted to say there. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonates with you at all, please join the community, the family. Comment down below if you have any comments, questions, or ideas. Like this video if you really connect with this, and subscribe if you want to follow for more, because hey, this is a 3-day streak for me. I've been posting 3 days in a row. And it won't stop. Even if I post like a few times a week, I'm gonna post. And the next post will hit 10 times harder, okay? So, I'm really trying my best here, guys. Whenever you see this, I appreciate you and welcome. You found me, and I found you too. I am looking forward to seeing you in the future. Have a great day.